I have so much anxiety filming this video right now because I'm just hoping that I can help people and I can benefit you guys, and I'm just hoping that the points that I share in this video does that for you. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Welcome back to another video with me, with Yusuf. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today's video is not going to be a vlog. I kind of got tired of vlogging, but also because the weather outside has been kind of horrible. So a little bit of a backstory. I studied in New York from 2013 to 2017 for 4 years, studying Quran, Alhumdulilah, and I feel like there's so much that I can share. If you guys aren't familiar with my channel, Assalamu alaikum, my name is Yusuf. I kind of do a little bit of everything over here. I have like fitness, film, family, some Quran videos. I'm half Pakistani, half Filipino, so you guys don't get that messed up. But yeah, I think there's a lot of you guys out there that are memorizing the Quran, and I just wanted to share some things that helped me while I was memorizing the Quran. But hopefully you can take some of these things home, and yeah. Alright, I keep rambling, I'm not even stopping, but so without further ado, let's just hop straight into it. I remember when I first moved to New York for Quran, my cousin introduced me to journaling, and I didn't really know exactly what journaling was, so he gave me a journal right over here, and he told me just fill it with your thoughts, fill it with whatever experiences you have in life, and use it as a time capsule. So as a kid who was in Quran school, didn't really have anything else going on in his life, I started writing down my experiences, and I started journaling things that I had going on in my life while memorizing the Quran. So that leads me to tip number 1. Journaling my journey has definitely been like one thing that I appreciate so much now, because this whole book is just full of memories and just full of like situations where I struggled in my Quran. I had this journal since I was like 14 and like I'm gonna read you guys a page just to give you guys an example of what I wrote down. So I wrote what to do before I leave like my school before graduation in 2015. So I was like 14 years old when I wrote this. Number 1 was finish 15 juz by the end of the year, run 10 laps around the parking lot, do 5 pull-ups, and get the first place trophy in the Quran competition. Because like back then they used to take us to Quran competitions in my school, and I really wanted to win first place, but I don't think I ended up going because the week that I went, I think I lost my voice because I was practicing so much. So it was kind of like a disappointment thing on my end, but I mean, alhamdulillah, everything turned out to be okay. The second thing that I did while memorizing the Quran that I'm extremely grateful for is that I worked on my voice. Like I became obsessed with Quran reciters. When you're memorizing the Quran, you're reading so much of it every single day, and you're constantly in that repetitive state, so sometimes things can get boring, you know? So that is where like the opportunity to work on your voice comes in handy. I get this question so many times on Instagram, is like, how did you get a good voice? Like, who taught you how to do it? I never really had anyone teach me, like no vocal coaches or anything. It was just purely out of my own passion. So I built the passion of like reading the Quran in like a beautiful tone, and it was straight up like experimentation, you know what I mean? Like I would take a reciter's voice and I would try to mix it with my own voice, and I would try to chase like a certain vibe when I was memorizing the Quran, because when you start to work on your voice, you start to visualize how you want to recite in the future. So like for example, if I want to read a certain type of way, like Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'een. That it takes practice for you to recite and to visualize how you want to read the next ayah, you know? So like when I was memorizing the Quran, I took full advantage of that, because you're reading juz after juz after juz, or whatever portions you've memorized, you know? So, and also it is so much easier to fall in love with the Quran when you enjoy the way you sound, because it gets addictive and it becomes so fun at the end of the day. Point number 3, I think this is also really important, is diversifying my revision. And this is probably the biggest helpful thing that you can do for yourself in the long term as someone who's memorizing the Quran. I didn't just dedicate like after Asr or after Fajr like one time in the day to revise what I've read. I would try my best to read the hard parts of my Quran like in my Salat. So doing that helped me build a stronger memory and taught me to locate my portions quicker, right? Because like in the Quran, when you're struggling with a surah or you're struggling with some ayat and you can't remember how it starts, you can't remember how it goes, if you read that same ayah or that surah maybe like 3 times a day or 2 times a day, but in different times of your day compared to just one time, it'll help you to locate the words in your mind a lot better, and that way it just essentially becomes easier. So even now, like I still, when I struggle for Taraweeh and I'm kind of finding it difficult to come up with a plan, I will diversify it. So like 3 days before that portion comes up, I'll read it like maybe one time in Tahajjud, one time in Fajr, one time in like right before iftar, right? So I will, throughout the day, I would frequently read it even more. You can also recite your portions to your family member or a friend, which leads me to point numero 4, which is having a Quran buddy for competition or just for fun, right? Memorizing the Quran can be really lonely, and sometimes it can be extremely frustrating when you can't get the pronunciation right or you can't remember what the ayah is. So having a friend to motivate you, kind of like the gym, it's like the same thing. When you go work out with a gym buddy, they hold you accountable. The motivation is a lot easier to stick to. That way you guys can just share like your tips and tricks, like the same way that I'm talking to you guys right now, teaching you like what worked for me. Maybe if you had a Quran buddy and both of you guys are memorizing Surah Mulk or Surah Rahman, and maybe he found out something or she found out something that's easier and it works for her, and you try it out and maybe it works for you too. Point number 5 kind of ties in with point number 4 also because it ties in with perfecting your pronunciation and your tajweed. I remember studying in New York. I spent 1 year, a whole year, my teacher put me back into like the Nazara portion of the school, which is basically just like boot camp for like memorizing. And it's like you sit in a classroom and they practice your tajweed rules and they practice the makharij, which is the pronunciation of the letters. And I'm just really thankful that I've done that, because now when I recite the Quran, I just have a habit of saying things and enunciating things more clearly. Also, the Quran is such a beautiful book. Why wouldn't you ever want to memorize it or recite it the best way possible? Because imagine memorizing a surah the wrong way, and then you learn tajweed and you learn the proper pronunciation, you got to relearn the whole thing, right? So to save yourself from trouble, try your best to do it the right way the first time. Number 6, a lot of people probably gonna get mad at me for this one, but I listened to my teacher. I remember when I first started memorizing the Quran, I didn't listen to my teacher so much. I was kind of like the stubborn kid in the class, and I wouldn't read that much and I wouldn't really take their advices. But when I finished memorizing my Quran, I told myself, and I just realized that this could have been so much easier if I just listened to my teacher. If I just read, if I put my head down, I didn't talk to my classmates, or if I stayed consistent with what he told me to do, this would have been so much easier. But after I finished maybe like half the Quran, I started taking my teacher's advice, started going to him for advice, and he kind of mentored me into doing the right things that caused me to finish even faster. So I am so grateful that I did that. And also because they say that your teacher is like your second father, because he pours all of his knowledge into you, especially your Quran teacher. They care for you like your parents do, right? They want you to be the best Muslim possible. They are kind of like your Muslim coach, right? So if they're making dua for you, if you listen to your teacher and they make dua for you, that is like the most valuable thing that any Muslim can ask for. Okay, so point number 7, last but absolutely not least, is I really enjoyed my journey of becoming a Hafiz or just memorizing in general. People ask me if I can do it again, would I do it again? Yes, I would literally choose to memorize the Quran again just because of how fun the journey was. I remember dreading it in the beginning when I first started memorizing the Quran, but as I realized that I'm memorizing like Surah Rahman for the first time only once, like you only get to be foreign to a surah one time, and you just have to truly enjoy it. Enjoy the highs, enjoy the lows, enjoy the struggles and the frustration, and like enjoy finding the beauty in like the Quran and in other recitation styles. To put things in perspective, you only memorize a surah for the first time once in your life. Only once in your life, right? So unless you like completely forget it and then rememorize it, but that's a whole nother story. But we're all on our own journey to learn to be the best Muslim that's within us. So if the Quran can be a leadway or a pathway for us to reach that level of where we want to be, then enjoy it, right? Enjoy it. Make dua for it. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy. I'm making dua for all of you guys that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes your journey easy, because if you're watching this video, then I'm pretty sure that you want to memorize the Quran, or you want something to do with your relationship with the Quran. So use the Quran as a tool to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it's the greatest gift that you can ever give yourself. For the longest time, I hated how my parents forced me to memorize the Quran, but now that I'm older and I can reap the rewards and the benefits of memorizing the Quran, I'm so grateful for it all. And every day I wake up and I am discovering this path of what it truly means to be a Hafiz, right? I'm searching for my own definition as to how can I be the best version of a Hafiz? How can I be a better Hafiz for myself and for my family and for my spouse? But I hope these 7 things that I did while memorizing the Quran really helps you guys in your own journey. There are so many things that I wish I did. Maybe that can be another future video. If you guys want to have that as a future video, then let me know in the comments below, and inshallah we can make that happen. My favorite point was journaling my journey. I'm so happy that I did that because I have like this whole book full of memories that I've had when I memorized the Quran. So in honor of that, I'm going to be giving away these nominal journals that they sent me. I haven't used any of them, and I think they're just sitting in my shelf collecting dust, so it's better if you guys can put those to use. So if you guys want to be a part of the giveaway, just comment down your Insta and follow me, and I will pick a winner inshallah next video. But that's basically it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you all for watching this week's video. Now I gotta say all like the YouTuber stuff, right? So please subscribe, like the video, comment down below, turn on the post notifications. Am I missing anything else? Follow me. I don't know, but you don't even have to do that stuff. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah.